If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. Remember, you die on your knees and live on your feet. Get out of that chair, stop playing video games, watching football, drinking, smoking, doing drugs. Start reading, working out. It's all about mindset. I fell into those traps. Not anymore. So how much property taxes were collected in 2022, ladies and gentlemen? The number is absolutely insane. $340 billion in property taxes levied on U.S. homes in 2022. Total property taxes on single-family homes up 4% across the board. Single-family taxes levied nationwide in 2022 rose twice as fast in 2021. These crooks are stealing from every one of my pockets. So based on Adams, ATTOMS 2022 property tax analyst for 87 million U.S. single-family homes, $339.8 billion in property taxes were levied on single-family homes in 2022. That's up 3.6% from $328 billion in 2021. Unbelievable. The increase was more than double the 1.6% growth in 2021. So although smaller than the 5.4% increase the prior year, just robbing me blind. So the average tax on a single-family home in the U.S. increased 3% in 2022 to $3,901 after rising 1.8% the previous year. So the latest average tax resulted in an effective tax rate nationwide of roughly 0.83%. That was down slightly from 0.86% in 2021 to the lowest point since at least 2016. In 2022, effective rates continued to decline even as total taxes rose because home values went up faster than taxes yet again around the country last year. So despite a stall in the nation's decade-long housing market boom in 2022, the average single-family home estimated value still rose 7.9% over the year. That surpassed the average tax increase, resulting in a small dip in effective rates. So if you look at the trend lines, the downward trend in effective rates could easily reverse if a drop in home values that began in the second half of the year continues in 2023. So prices have started to decline amid mortgage rates that have doubled, high consumer price inflation. It's all transitory, and other forces that have cut into what home seekers can afford. It's pretty sad, though, ladies and gentlemen, that rates are still historically low at 6%. People can't afford a home. Rates should have never gone below 10% throughout history. That's my opinion. So this year, local governments and school systems will face even greater challenges keeping taxes in check, given rising inflation rates, which isn't stopping anytime soon, and a growing number of commercial properties that could be eligible for tax reductions after suffering a surge of vacancies during the pandemic. We are seeing a massive redistribution in the commercial sector crash, and I've done a lot of talks on this over the last 8 months. It's getting scary. So highest effective property tax rates right now, Illinois, New Jersey, Connecticut, Vermont, and Nebraska. Hawaii, Alabama, Arizona, Colorado, Tennessee have the lowest effective rates. The lowest effective tax rate in 2022 were in Hawaii at 0.3%, roughly. Alabama is 0.37%, Arizona is 0.39%, Colorado was roughly 0.4%, and Tennessee came in at 0.42%. So, other states in the top 10 for lowest effective property tax rates last year were Utah, Nevada, Idaho, South Carolina, and West Virginia rounded out the top 10. So if we look at the highest tax states we're in the Northeast, highest tax states in Northeast with average of up to 10 times higher than elsewhere. So, states in the Northeast region have 7 of the 10 highest average property taxes in the U.S. in 2022. The 10 states with the lowest average tax in 2022. Not surprising. We're all in the South. Aside from West Virginia coming in at $928. The lowest were in Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. So it's interesting. Right now, the northeastern and midwestern metro areas have the highest effective rates, and among 223 metropolitan statistical areas around the country with a population of at least roughly 200,000 in 2022, 19 of the 20 highest effective tax rates were in the Northeast and Midwest. 9 of the top 10 were in, not surprising, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and the lovely state of Illinois, where I'm from and spent a lot of time. They're running that state into the ground. A shithole. Terrible. Property tax increased faster than the national average in 2/3, ladies and gentlemen, in 2/3 of the United States. Metro areas with a population of at least 1 million that had the largest increase in the average property tax from 2021 to 2022 were Pittsburgh, Rochester, New York, Honolulu, up 15.3%, and Salt Lake City, Utah, up 14.3%, and Miami, Florida, up 12.6%. So the average annual property tax tops now over $10,000 in 24 counties. That's surprising. So among the 1,171 U.S. counties with at least 10,000 single-family homes in 2022, 24 had an average single-family home property tax of more than $10,000. So, there's some interesting things going on in the state of California. They're trying to do some things with property taxes if you follow these bills, and I try to keep a close eye on the legislature and what Sacramento's coming up with. My God, I have to have, it's unbelievable what they're coming up with. So, big increase there. And if you look holistically overall at the property taxes, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It shouldn't be this high. It's crazy. And what they do with this money and how they appropriate it, it's interesting when you follow that too. So just want to give you a top line review of the property taxes in the United States. It's good to keep an eye on this stuff. A lot of people, it's surprising, they don't think about their, with your real estate professional, they don't think about their property taxes when they buy a home. What is that on the monthly? I just talked to someone, their property tax on a new home they're looking at is $6,000 extra a month times 12. And when you worked out the budget numbers, they were in shock. They weren't thinking about that. So it's a big part of the nut, and you got to factor that in. And it's getting out of control in the United States, in my opinion. Take care.